Coach Yost, and we spend a lot of meeting time together and talking through things and what we want to get done. So it was probably an easier transition moving to defensive back or something, I'd say. And so it's coaching quarterbacks, I can kind of say this is what we're looking for in this guy to do.
Coach, how is? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Question. I just wanted to ask you about. We don't get to see him much now, but how's all your quarterbacks doing? How's obviously Maddie, we see in him some. Corbin, Eddie and Trent.
I feel good about all those guys. I mean, they're really into learning the game plan. They're really into having good practice habits, good fundamentals. I'm very pleased with all 5 of those guys, and obviously James is doing the majority of the playing. But, I wouldn't feel bad about putting anybody out there. Obviously, a couple of guys are getting redshirted.
How has your relationship in terms of your communication changed with James from last year to this year? Just kind of explain that a little bit.
I mean, you're coaching the position now. Last year you would cross over and talk to him on occasion and ask him what he was thinking here when he threw the ball that way. But now it's obviously the different side of it. I'm having to go over to the receivers. What are you guys thinking about that? So I think it's obviously he's a great young man. It's easy to coach him, and he wants to be coached. And that makes it pretty easy for a guy who's, any position you're coaching, that you want that relationship. And I feel real good about, how he wants to be coached. I think there's a lot to it. If he was a senior and had said, hey, listen, you're a new guy coming over, I know what's going on, and I don't have to really listen to what you're doing, then it's a lot different.
You talked about how he went to the quarterback camp, and then you asked him what he learned or what he went through. Do you coach back to that, some of those things that maybe he worked on as reminders to him during the season? Can you talk a little bit about that?
There's bullet points you want to hit, obviously. And when you go over a few-day period, the first thing that I asked him what he felt that he learned there, those are the things he remembered. And so those are the things I want to utilize in his fundamentals. And really it's talking about fun. They're not talking about plays or anything. They're talking about your footwork and your stance and your balance and your release point and all that. And so the main things he grabbed from there is kind of the main things I try to grab and use with him and go back to him if he feels like he's getting out of sorts or whatever it might be.
How much improvement have you seen in those areas, those bullet points from last year to this year?
I feel real good about his fundamentals. I mean, the guy, again, he wants to be coached. And if I see something that, his feet are too wide, if he's not stepping to his throw or he's not planting his feet right or whatever it might be, we talk about it, and he's easily can get back to where he wants to be. He can get out of the ditch pretty quick.